Welcome, you guys. Welcome. We have made it to the final episode of this SWV and Xscape series. Thank you guys for rocking with me, for sticking with me, and listening to my commentary for the series for the 6 weeks. I've enjoyed it. I know, like you guys, it feels like it's been so much longer than 6 weeks, but I'm sad that it's actually going off because I really feel like they could have extended this to an 8-week series. 6 weeks seemed too short, so I'm sad. And especially coming off Potomac, like this was kind of like a breath of fresh air in the realness that we got. I feel like this series was real. We were getting real raw emotions from everyone. And so again, this was it was great because, coming off Potomac, so many of those storylines were so fake. And so we got some realness from some real ones. So this was nice. So I'm sad that it's going off, but Atlanta Housewives is coming up soon. So, and hopefully you guys will stick in there with me with that because I will be reviewing Atlanta Housewives. So I think for this spring, review Real Housewives of Atlanta and then continue reviewing Love and Married Huntsville. So please check out my Love and Married Huntsville reviews because those are like two of my favorite shows. So before we even get started, I just want to address, if you guys saw the season finale last night, more than likely you saw the episode of Watch What Happens Live with Tasha and Coco from SWV. They were on there. And I'm not going to go into, the whole episode, the whole interview that Andy had with them, because it was just, I would watch it if you haven't, but it's like, it was a whole bunch of lies on, Coco keeps it real, but on Tasha's part, it was just a whole continuation of lies, of her not taking accountability, of her not admitting to things, of her making excuses for her husband, like regurgitated situations and, just regurgitation of what she did all season long and what she's been doing on social media. But I just want to touch on one part, and I did, a little shorts addressing that, so go check it out. This heifer had the nerve to get on there and say that when she made reference to an open relationship, which I went back today to go watch it, when she did a live on Instagram, and she said, what you guys don't understand is that Rocky and I are in an open relationship. She said open relationship. She said it 2 or 3 times, and she reiterated that, people, you just may not understand, but we are in an open relationship. She said that. Last night, she gonna renege on that and say, what I actually meant was we have open communication. I didn't say open relationship. Tasha, do you not realize that there is a whole transcript of all of the things that you've been saying all over YouTube and all over the Instagram streets? Like, girl, you said it. And now you you said open relationship. And the crazy part is, y'all are not in an open relationship. That's why when you said it, we were all looking at you sideways, because it's like, girl, y'all are not in an open relationship. You said that to try to save face for the shenanigans and the alleged affairs that Rocky has been having. So you try to cover it up so it won't look as bad, and you try to say that you're in an open relationship. But what you didn't realize is, girl, and we could have told you this, that's why you're not very bright. That's not going to go over well with the gospel community. So I think you have been facing backlash. You probably got a call from your label like, girl, what you doing? Because we not about that open relationship life. So now you're trying to retract and everything, and it's like, you said it. Like, you do know we can go, anybody can pull up not the interview, but the live that you did. It's all over, and hear that you said open relationship, and you said it several times. Like, you reiterated it, like you stood in it. And then now you're going back and you're saying, oh no, but I didn't say that. I said open communication. You should have open communication in your relationship. If you had said open communication, nobody would have felt away, because that's a positive thing. And you're like, well, people just wouldn't understand that. Why would we not understand open communication? If that's what you said, girl, go on. Girl, you just keep me speechless time and time again. You got some soul searching to do, and you're getting up there in age, and you know you're never too old, no matter what they say, to learn things and make changes. But the question is, will you do it? Because Tasha, like, you really have issues, and you need to be, of course, seeking the Lord, but you need to be seeking therapy also, because you and Rocky are not good for each other. I'm sorry. I know you have a son. You've been together 28 years, but that you guys together, it's just dangerous. You guys have committed, allegedly, let me just say alleged. Everything's alleged. You guys have committed so many crimes. It's not even funny. You guys have, I mean, who knows what else is it hidden in that treasure chest of y'all's of scandal. Like, who else knows what's in there? I believe that and this is probably why you won't do another season, because I'm sure they will offer you a lot of money, but you have been exposed so bad, you're not gonna put yourself through that again. So God bless you. You know, regardless, I don't want to wish bad for anyone, but you, Tasha, are a piece of work. So I hope that you make some changes. But you're clearly not, because you would think week after week you would reflect on what you said previously, but you just keep doing it. Like, I never seen nothing like this in my life. And it's like, stop talking. Like, just stop talking. You had no business carrying your ass to that. Watch what happens live. You had no business doing that. You should never have accepted to go on there. You should let Coco go on there with somebody else. You shouldn't have went. I know your album just came out, but like, I want you to stop speaking. So anyway, moving on. I just had to address that because, child, that is just, I cannot. So anyway, so let's getting into the episode. So the episode starts back. It's a continuation from the last episode where the other three members of Xscape are confronting Tasha and Rocky about the kickback. They're on the phone, or they're telling, they're talking to Tasha, and of course Tasha's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. So you mean to tell me y'all believe these text messages? Yes, girl. Yes, we believe them. That's your number. Like, ain't nobody make no text messages. Why would someone do that? Like, no, that's his text. Yes, we believe it. Yes. Like, are you stupid or are you dumb? Like, so anyway, so then she calls Rocky and she's like, Rock, they said they got text messages of da-da-da-da-da. And Rocky's just like, don't speak for me. I ain't steal nothing. I don't have to take nothing from nobody and da-da-da-da-da. And Candy's like, well, but Rocky, like, we have all of the screenshots and I'm sure his text messages match up with yours. Like, if he brought his phone, you could see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure that he has an actual phone where the text messages are still at. And so Rocky's like, well, I know, yeah, that is true. And so, but you can't look at Rocky's phone because he done deleted all of them text messages. You got to go to that promoter's phone because Rocky's phone ain't gonna have them. I mean, it's very easy to delete text messages on an iPhone. Guaranteed that Rocky did that, even though Dodo, you could, in your cloud, it's still there. So you can delete it there, but if there was some digging that they would do, they would still see them. So, let's see. Tasha calls Rocky. He tells her not to speak for him. So Tasha says that, oh, well, it's not unusual for, members to bring people to the table and bring deals to the table. And we've done this in the past, and people that do it, we get the kickback. It's happening. And so Candy did a speak on it last night, and she was like, no, it don't. She was like, I don't know what y'all was doing when y'all were performing as Xscape 3, but we've never done that as a group. So whatever you're talking about, again, like, stop lying. Stop lying. You know damn well y'all don't be doing that. The other 3 members don't know what you're talking about. The other 3 members have confirmed that they don't do that. And if there's any extra money on the table, that the whole group needs to know. You and Rocky probably been doing it for years. And y'all know y'all in the wrong, because that's why Rocky was stuttering and half-stepping all in his interviews, stuttering Stanley all in the interviews. And talking about there's no text messages. I don't have any text messages between me and the promoter and Xscape. And Candy's like, dude, the check that the wire transfer that the promoter sent says for Xscape on it. And it's your bank account. So Tasha is saying that this is not out of the norm for this to happen. Of course, the group members are like, we don't do that. That's what y'all be doing. And just a real quick sidebar. I don't think we'll ever see Tasha singing with them again. How can you? There's no way that you'd be able to do that. The only way that they'd be able to do that in the future is if it's a promoter that they know doesn't even know Rocky, has no dealings with. You cannot deal with any promoters that you have to have some type of clause in there, that there's no side deals. It seems like it wouldn't even be worth all the trouble that you would have to go through and all the investigating you'd have to go through even before the deal is made to make sure that they're not doing stuff on the side. They don't care. They are adamant about being sleazeballs and doing shady and shifty stuff on the side. So there's no way that they can't do work with them. And again, Tasha, to me, has the best voice in Xscape. Her voice is beautiful. She has a beautiful voice. But if I can't trust you, I can't work with you. Like, if I can't trust you, it's just like, the only way that they'd be able to work with her is if she got rid of Rocky. But by the looks of things, Tasha's just as scandalous and shady as he is. So you can't trust either one of them at this point. So there's really no way that they can move forward, unfortunately. And then Rocky says, I'm not stealing because, I do the deals. It ain't stealing if I'm doing the deal. Well, you're not doing the deal. You're not Xscape's manager. You're your wife's manager. So how are you doing the deal? You're not even in the management. They've made it clear that they don't want you a part of their management. How are you doing the deal, Rocky? What are you talking about? Any deal you're doing, they don't know about it, which is the problem. You cannot bring somebody to them and then get a cut on the side. Like, what is wrong with you? And if you're doing that, put it out there. Y'all, I brought the deal. This is what I'm gonna take, whatever. Say it then. If it's not wrong, put it out there. That's if it's not wrong, put it out there. And the sad part is that if you had actually done that, they might have been okay with you getting a little cut. I don't know, depending on how lucrative the deal is. But it's not right because of how you are being so secretive about it. That's how you know it's not right. So anyway, then we moving right along. So we find out that SWV decided to let Xscape in the show with understanding, which was funny because Candy and her speak on it was saying that SWV was playing like, oh, you guys can just go ahead and end the show. But Candy was saying it really wasn't their decision. It was like the showrunner, or I forget what his title was. But she said whoever is on SWV's side that kind of like runs the show, and he did it for both Xscape and SWV. He was the one that suggested it, and then SWV just went with it. But I don't think SWV knew that Xscape already knew that. So they tried to present it like they were like an olive branch. But Candy said, she was like, oh, please, you let us do, you wasn't being nice. It was just that your people said it would work better that way. So, but at least they were able to come to some type of agreement. So that was good because Coco was not budging off of that. I'm surprised because I just knew that that week would end the show. But so then everybody starts heading to Ontario, and then we see Coco in the scene with her son. He's like, well, you know, how do you think things are gonna go? And Coco's like, ugh, I don't know. She's worried about it because this show is really last minute, so all of them seem to be a little apprehensive, and it doesn't seem like they did much rehearsing before going to Ontario. But anyway, so they all go to Ontario, and Candy asks Tamika, like, oh, so, you know, where's Rocky and Tasha staying? And Tamika was just like, well, they got a house or whatever, which is, it looks shady, but it's probably for the best. Like, if don't nobody want to be around Rocky. I wouldn't want to be in a hotel room or in a hotel and going to get some ice or going to the gym in the hotel and running to Rocky. So that is probably for the best. Ain't nobody checking or trying to see or look at Rocky right now. So that was probably the best, that they got their own house. So then we go to Rocky and Tasha's rental house. And so they have their little chef and all their little people that's there, which, girl, where are you paying for that with the $30,000 that you took? I'm just curious of where Tasha has all of this extra money for all of these her crew or her entourage, but whatever. So they're outside and they're eating, and Rocky had the nerve to say, well, you know, I ain't for the betrayal and all the accusations that the group is throwing at me. And I'm just like, Rocky, God, I've said this 1,000 times. Tamika, please press charges on them. I just have not seen people talk so much shit and be in the wrong in my life. Again, when I do wrong, or when I have done wrong in the past, maybe the 1 or 2 times that I've done anything wrong in my life, when I get sorry y'all, that's my oven. When I get away with that shit, I shut up. Like, shut up and keep it moving. Like, be quiet. Like, I'm not gonna know that I did something and keep talking and egging the person on to expose it or whatever. Like, hush. Oh my God, like I just cannot take it. But he's just like, yeah, well, you know, I just can't take the accusations and the betrayal. Ain't nobody betrayed you. Them girls don't even like you. They want you out of the picture. Which I don't know why you don't get that. It's just like, I've never seen anybody unable to take a hint in my life. Like, they don't want you in the picture. And so he keeps talking and he's lying in his confessional. And he's like, oh God, this is annoying. He keeps saying that you cannot put other people's checks in your account. That is not true. You absolutely can endorse the person's check and it go to your account. You can do that, Rocky, which is exactly, and you know you can do it because y'all did it. We saw the receipts where you actually endorsed check. So like, you can do it and you did it, and that's how you did it. But he keeps saying that you can't, and that's when he starts stuttering. You can't never, you can't put the check on it. I can't put the check, you can't put the check into your my account. And that's when he just starts stuttering Stanley. And I'm just like, child. Just lying. Just a lion. I cannot even take it. I was weak at that part. I was like, you know you lying. You just a stuttering your little life away, boy. But yeah, so he keeps on going on about how you cannot endorse a check, which yes, you can, Rocky. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you. We all know that you can do that. So stop saying that, okay? And so, so he tells her, he's pretty much, you know what's sad? I feel like he is the mastermind behind, not even feel like, I think it's pretty evident. He's the mastermind behind Tasha going solo, right? I feel like he's pushed her to these heights where she thinks she's above the group. But you've never been like the fan favorite of the group. But he tells her, like, you know, if you need to move forward, then go ahead and make peace with it. It's just like he's almost like he's leading, like, you know, like in law, you know, attorneys are not supposed to like lead their clients in their questioning. You know, you almost like just let them come up with the ideas on their own and the answers on their own. And he's constantly like leading when he's asking for her answers to questions. Like it's constant. He constantly does that. And he's like leading her in the direction he wants her to. And she's not bright, so she doesn't see it. But yeah, he's like pretty much in a nutshell telling her to move on and make peace with it. And so Tasha, I hope you got your walking shoes, girl. I hope you are able to move on, because that's exactly what you're gonna need to do. Because when this whole little solo gospel thing falls through the cracks, you know, you're not gonna be able to go back with with Xscape, because Tiny already pretty much said, like, I don't know, we probably can never come back from this. So that's how I would feel. Okay, so it's the day before the show, and SWV and Xscape get to the venue. It's funny, Tasha's the last person to get to the venue, and Lili's like, oh, here come Diana Ross. Girl, she done came in there. Everybody else is like coming in there solo, chilling. She done walked in with 11 people, and it's, you know, it's bad when Lily notices like you on some Hollywood stuff. Like she, you know, and Lily, they've already kind of said they're not into stuff like that. But she done walked in late with her little Fendi. She wear a lot of Fendi too. Late, you know, and they're ready to start rehearsing. And, you know, Taj is like, look, we have 8 hours. Let's get it together. We need to rehearse, because they clearly didn't have their transitions and stuff down, right? So both groups are rehearsing. SWV starts first with their rehearsal. They kind of move through their little part seamlessly, and then Xscape goes up to rehearse, and they're like messing up. They're having to do parts over and over again. And so, you know, SWV is like visibly annoyed. Their manager looks annoyed. He's like, dog, we gotta, like, they're taking up too much time. We got to get through this. And so Taj is just like, you know, Taj and Coco look the most irritated, and Taj's like, I ain't never been through anything like this before. So SWV seems like they're just not used to stuff not going as smooth. And so, I mean, that's probably true, but again, this seems new for both groups, where they have integrated a show and they're going back and forth instead of like a regular concert where one act does all of their songs and they do their performance, and then the other act comes up. So it seemed like, you know, and again, we weren't there, so they might have been there 12 hours, whereas I would have probably been irritated too. But it just seemed like SWV was being very impatient with the process. And so then, like, Lily and Coco walk over to the side, and Coco's like, I ain't singing nothing else. I don't have my medicine. I feel like I want to hit somebody. Coco, you got to cut that out. Because if you say that to the wrong person, you say that to a chick like me, I'm like, what's good? And thank God I don't think Xscape heard you, but like Coco would just see, like, girl, you ain't got to fight about everything, girl. Because you say that to the wrong person, they really going to be ready to fight you. So you too old, you're 50, like you can't be, I feel like Coco's always ready to fight. Like, Coco, you gotta stop that. And then in Candy Speak On It, she was saying like, thank God that I didn't hear that, because it would have been on and popping. Because I'd have been like, who you talking about you want to fight? Because it's another space and opportunity right here. Like, you cannot say that. Don't start none, won't be none, Coco. So I didn't like that. It's one thing to be annoyed, and it was nice. Lily was like, okay, let's just regroup. You got to chill out. But I just feel like, you know, Coco was kind of at her wit's end. She was just fed up with it. So I feel like patience. SWV just needed a little more patience. So then, you know, they're kind of winding down on the rehearsal, and Xscape and SWV, they're kind of like, okay, we're going to have like a point where we're going to talk together. And then I forget what Taj said. She said something like, okay, guys, we're going to say we are family or whatever. And then Don Juan was on the side like, boo, that's corny. And so, Taj got pissed. She was like, who said that it's corny? And so she kind of snapped at Don Juan. It was funny to, she said that. The creative director, the guy with the dreads that we've been seeing, he was like, Don, real quick. He blasted Don Juan. He was like, yeah, it wasn't me. Snapping on Don Juan. He put Don Juan a blast. I find that Don Juan, although I love him, I feel like sometimes he's a little too direct, and he just sometimes be real direct at the wrong time. So Taj was not having that. She was like, shut up, mind your business and let us do what we doing up here. So that was funny. So the shows, it's the day of the show. So the show it's the day of the show. And, you know, the girls, they're kind of showing all the chaos backstage, all the girls arriving, you know, they're getting their hair, makeup, all of their things, they're getting their selves together. And so Tamika is in the dressing room, and she's, you know, just kind of talking to Candy about, like, her sister. She's like, you know, I haven't spoken to her since that incident. Like, I tried to talk to her, reach out to her. And she's like, you know, I would like to talk to her now, but I probably shouldn't, because then I don't know if she may not even want to perform. Like, Candy's like, no. Wait until after the performance. Like, don't do it now, because the way Tasha be acting, she might walk out. And so they agree that that's right. And so, Tasha walks in again with all of these people, and Tamika's just like, I don't even know who this chick is anymore. Like, who are all these people? You rolling with an entourage? Like, who does that? Who do you think you are? As much as Candy, and Candy got more money than everybody, okay? Candy don't be rolling with all them people like that. She probably brings her husband, Don Juan, maybe her hairstylist or whatever, and that's probably it. Like, or maybe whatever security. Why you need all of these people? That's corny. Like, that's so whack. It's just like you're trying to prove something to people who don't care. Like Candy said in her confessional, like, nobody care. Like, we don't care. You're trying to make this appearance like you're just so much better and above the group. And it's like, girl, nobody cares. I hate people who are constantly trying to impress people for what? Like, at the end of the day, nobody's checking for, we're laughing at you because you look stupid, and we're wondering, you done paid all these people, but for what? All about appearances. I mean, that's the way of the world, and we all got to get out of that. Like, stop fronting. Stop fronting for what? It's like fronting for the gram. It's like, who are you trying to who are you trying to prove? Or impress? Who are you trying to impress? This was funny. So Tamika called Rocky Edward Stealing Hands. That tickled me. Tamika, that was funny. I don't know if that was off the top of the dome, like you just said it, or if you like planned to say that. Either way, that made me laugh. Because he definitely got sticky fingers. That he be stealing all of the things, like child fraud, identity theft. Shoot, he's trying to expose your little tape, child. I forget what that's called. They didn't sign your signature, girl. I mean, cheating. He probably did breaking and entering. I mean, the list goes on and on. That's gotta be 15 to 20 years right there in jail. Rock, you better watch it. So anyway, so the show is here. So the girls, they do their show. SWV starts the show, and the show is amazing. They really make me, and I love both groups, and they make me want to like go see, you know, each of the groups individually. They sounded good. They look good. On Watch What Happens Live, Coco made it. Andy asked Coco, like, how do you feel about, you know, Xscape's been having like little jokes about SWV's wardrobe, and I was really proud of the maturity with Coco in that moment, because she was like, I mean, I'm not even mad at them for cracking on us, because our wardrobes was whack and we definitely needed some improvements, and y'all did, because like y'all be wearing overalls and like Dickies and stuff like that to perform, and it's like, come on, y'all are sexy, like bring this sexy out. And so, you know, Coco then got her little sexy little Eve haircut, the little short blonde. So I think that Coco's like leaning into her sexiness, which is really nice. So I'm glad that she acknowledged that they needed a little, you know, little nip tuck to the outfit. And so all the girls looked really, really good. They sounded amazing. Candy even said on her speak on it that T.I. performed, that like I don't know if it was like a little intermission between one of the transitions. She said like for 15 or 20 minutes, T.I. performed. So that had to be a little treat for the crowd. Get SWV, Xscape, and then a little thing, little yang from T.I. Okay. So that was nice. That probably was really dope. And I'm sure they didn't expect it. So that was nice. Okay. So the show ends. The show went down without a hitch. It went really well. And it was cute because like they would pan to like the girls while the other group was performing, and like SWV would dance to Xscape songs and vice versa. So that was really cute. And so when the show ends, you know, the girls are all talking and they're like, well, you know, what y'all think? Would y'all do it again? And everybody's like, yeah. And Coco was like, Candy, you? And Candy was like, yes. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, y'all say what y'all want about Candy's attitude, but she's about the business. And if the things are going well and it's profitable and she can make money, yeah, she's going to want to do it. Because that would be a dope show. Like, it doesn't seem like the door is closed to married men, but, you know, I think that they would need to work out the kinks of it, but I feel like both groups get it, that this could be really good for, you know, the R&B heads, the hip hop heads, as well as for their pockets. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come together and make it happen, just seeing like the reaction from it, because they did great last night. So I hope they can get it together. So finally, the final scene, Tamika pulls her sister aside and it's like, look, you know, let's talk. And so Tasha's like, I don't know, I'm tired. Like, I really don't want to talk right now. And you know what's crazy? Tasha's always talking about, me and my sister need to talk it out. But every time y'all are talking, it's because Tamika made the initiative, and half of the time you shut her down. So why do you keep saying, like in your interviews and stuff, that, you know, I've been reaching out to my sister and we need to talk, but you changed your number. And when y'all are in face to face and when she tries to talk to you, you shut it down. So why do you keep on putting out this narrative that you're open to talking to your sister when we're seeing the total opposite? Like, I don't understand it. She keeps saying that. And every time Tamika tries to talk to you, you shut her down. We've seen it countless times throughout the episodes that we've watched. So, like, again, I can't. But anyway, so Tamika, she pulls her aside and like, well, you know, look, we need to talk because when we go back to Atlanta, you know, we're not going to talk. We're here together. Let's just go ahead and talk about this. And so, child, a whole mess. So Tamika's just like, well, where are we at, you know, in our relationship or whatever? And Tasha's like, well, I don't want chaos. And all of this with you is chaos and I don't want it. And Tamika's kind of like, well, you're the one that's causing the chaos. Like, it's you. I'm trying to fix stuff and you're the one that's making it worse. And it doesn't help that I'm adding this extra sauce. Tamika didn't say this. But it doesn't help that you keep stealing from us and me. Like, girl, you are the problem. And so they're kind of going back and forth. And so, you know what I didn't like? So in one of Tasha's confessionals, she had the nerve to allude to, well, you know, I mean, Tamika, if you just want me back as a sister, just say that. I mean, I know it's like Rocky's taking me